Afternoon. My name is Dr. Hamid Khan. I am a physician based out of Houston, Texas, and serve as a Chief Medical Officer for Strategia and MicroSure. It's my honor to be speaking on behalf of Meditech and alongside Professor Humphreys and Dr. Thomas. So, what is MicroSure? MicroSure is a proprietary technology that was developed by Dr. Erwin Lowe, a board-certified neurosurgeon. And its development came about because of the high incidence of post-operative bacterial infections seen globally across hospitals. Dr. Lowe wanted to find an effective way to combat post-operative infection using inert and safe ingredients. And after years of testing various formulations with the aid of material scientists and microbiologists, he was able to develop an antimicrobial solution using fractionated colloidal amorphous silica, along with deionized water. Today, MicroSure is used both domestically here in the States and internationally, including Ireland, where we have our very own MicroSure manufacturing facility. Today, this presentation is focused on the MicroSure Surface Protectant and how this product has been such an influential technology during the current pandemic, as well as how the product has enhanced pre-existing cleaning and disinfecting protocols throughout hospitals, nursing homes, and other public and commonly shared settings. With that said, the MicroSure technology is a novel one in that it uses a chemical-free formulation to provide an antimicrobial protection that works both on contact and also provides residual or long-term efficacy, even when faced with stressors such as abrasion, weather, or frequent contact. One of the key aspects of this proprietary technology is creating an environment which allows for the fractionated silica to be held in suspension while it's in its liquid state. This is very important because, as you will soon learn, the silica covalently bonds to the underlying substrate to which it is applied. And if the silica was not held in suspension in this manner, we would not be able to achieve the uniform coverage and protection that we are used to seeing once applied. In order to truly appreciate this technology, you must be able to visualize the mechanism of action at hand. This mechanical mechanism of action that works via crystalline-like structures work together to form a newly modified surface upon application. As you can see from the high-powered electron microscopy on the bottom left side of the slide, a protective antimicrobial barrier is created, and it works to guard against unwanted pathogens. The image on the far right hand is a visual rendering of that image on the left, especially at the tips. And this is a representation of microbial matter being punctured and rendered ineffective once the microbes come in contact with the treated surface. But to truly appreciate the bonding that occurs at this level, let's take a look at the image in the center. If you look closely, you will notice that the left half of this glass slide looks very different from the right half. And that is because you are seeing a microscopic 3D photograph of a glass slide where only the left half was treated with MicroSure. Here you can truly appreciate the protective barrier that is formed after the solution has dried on a treated surface. For the sake of simplicity and time, a log reduction is essentially a mathematical term used to express the relative number of living microbes eliminated or reduced by a particular agent. The higher the log reduction, the more effective that agent is at eliminating the particular microbe. And when it comes to MicroSure, log reductions tend to fall between 5 and 7, with the vast majority demonstrating 6 to 7 log reductions. And so we're seeing a 99.9999% or greater reduction of a particular microbe. And I provided a sample list of some of these microorganisms on the right side, which we have tested against. It's also important to note that we are also been proven effective against both spores and biofilm formation. For over a decade, the MicroSure technology has been tested across the world. We have conducted studies in BSL 1, 2, 3, and 4 laboratories. And here are some of the key studies which have really demonstrated the effect and protection that MicroSure offers. The images on the left show methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus on an infected surgical implant surface, and how with one single application of MicroSure, the superbug was eliminated. Other studies, such as our MASS study, were able to prove that with one single application, there was no microbial adherence for over 1 week's time when applied to the mask. We have conducted several nursing home and healthcare studies where findings have demonstrated statistically significant decreases in facility infection rates. And in one instance, we even achieved a 5-month period of 0 COVID infections across 6 long-term care facilities in the United States during the peak of the pandemic. It's also important to note that the study was only done for a 5-month period. And most recently, a very respected and well-known facility in Ireland conducted their own internal test following ISO 14644 standards for clean rooms. This was a 73-day study that measured bacterial load before application of MicroSure and then again periodically until day 73. And at all sites treated with MicroSure, there was a continuous decrease of microbial detection over the course of the study. And that was all with one single spray application of MicroSure. And when we take the time to assess how MicroSure Protectant complements and enhances pre-existing hospital and disinfection protocols, the results are clear. You're taking what a typical chemical mechanism of action and adding mechanical mechanism of action. By doing this, you're decreasing health risk, you're decreasing the amount of damage that's done to different surfaces from continuous application. You're extending the protection at hand against different pathogens and microbes. Another important characteristic of MicroSure is its compatibility with other products. So it was developed to be able to be used as an adjunct with products that have either a low pH or high pH or even neutral. And that's one of the beauties of this technology. Long-term, you will definitely see monetary savings. And then there's this idea of a safer, cleaner space mentality. And this is the last point I'd like to touch on briefly. And it's because we as individuals want and need to feel that we are in a safe environment. And when we see areas containing the MicroSure protected logo, users know that there is a continuous protection around them, making them feel more comfortable and safer about their workplace or the public setting that they're in. I would like to thank all of you for your time and hope that you enjoy the remainder of this presentation. Thank you.